Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new project. We are going to be working with alchemy from Stamperia. Let me show you what I have. I have the die cuts. I have got these, what do they call these? Chipboards, I think. Yeah, these are the chipboards and they're adhesive. I think there's more than one pack, but this is the one I have. And I have got two 8x8s. Two 12x12s, and this rice paper. So let me set those aside. Now I have already, if you may have already seen, I posted a video by now that had, sorry, I'm trying to find all my stuff here, a vellum pocket that we made. Some pieces that we are going to need. Got shoved all the way back. I use a computer desk to work on, and I use the keyboard tray to tuck things under, and I pushed it all the way back. But anyway, so we made this. It's not fully done. We're probably going to add more things inside and more embellishments. But in any event, so we started already with this. So look for that video. It'll be in the playlist. You can make that at any point, of course. Tuck that away. Now, there is a cutting guide for what you're going to need. Set that aside. We'll get back to it. And that. Okay, so these we don't need right now. So, what we are making, I'm going to hold it up so you can see. I wanted to make something like a journal. As soon as I saw this collection in the, when I was doing the haul, that's what it spoke to me. So, I am doing, so we're going to have a page, and then a sewn in section of paper, and then page and page. So we have several, we have quite a few pages to do, like flaps and pockets and whatever as well. So first up, this is just 8.5 by 11 regular, copy paper, printer paper that I have coffee dyed. And to coffee dye my paper, I just make a cup of coffee using my Keurig and dump that into like a sheet pan, half sheet pan with a rim. And then add about an equal amount of water, dip my paper in, stack it up on a rack, like a cookie sheet to dry cookies, cool cookies, put it on that, and then usually I stick it in my oven with the oven light on and just leave it overnight, and then it dries. One thing I like to do too is do it like after dinner when my oven might still be warm from something, not really hot, but warm, and then stick it in. Or preheat your oven to like 200, turn it off, and then put this in and leave it overnight. That's how I do my paper. And then it's just folded in half. And I have, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sheets. Is that right? Yeah, 6 sheets folded in half and stacked. Okay, so that's that. Then we have this piece is 11.5 by 8.5. Okay, so it's 11.5 by 8.5, and then it is scored at 5.5, 5 3/4, and 6. The middle score, the one at 5 3/4, you can do very lightly. It's a guide. Okay, you're not actually going to fold on it, but you're going to fold it on the two outer ones, and then you'll have a score line running right down the middle. Okay, and this one is 12, that same height, which I forget what it was, 8.5. So 12 by 8.5, and then this one is scored at 5.5, 5 3/4, 6 1/4, and 6.5. And again, the two middle ones are guides, and you're going to fold it on the two outer ones. Okay, so this is, I believe Sandy Denizen designed something called a Stack the Deck binding. which is similar to this, but this is just extended out. Okay, so we need these two things. And we're going to go ahead and put tape here. This is the wider piece. Grab my card here. And just going to use a 1-inch piece of tape. And I don't know what I did with my tear. Oops. Okay. And that's good. Is that actually what I wanted to do, though? Thinking. It'll be fine. Okay, you'll see why in a bit. Okay, now this one, what we're going to do is sew this signature into this, and we're going to use that middle line as our guide. So let me get my bookbinding kit. This is from Amazon. It's linked down below. It is not expensive at all. And I think you're not going to see where it's sewn on the outside, but you are the inside. So I think I want to use that color. Yeah, okay. Didn't want to close. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just take the inner piece and I like to use 3 holes. And let me get a pencil. And I am going to make a mark. I think 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to make a mark 3/4 of an inch from the top and 3/4 of an inch from the bottom. And then this is 8.5, so that's 4 1/4 is the middle. Just like that, okay? And this piece is the same size. So I don't know how much you'll be able to see, but I'm going to make marks in the same places. Okay. And I'm going to take my awl and punch holes, which I can hardly see. Please make sure you don't punch a hole in your finger. Usually I like to do that on a piece of chipboard, but I don't have one handy. I'll get one though. Hang on. I'm being silly because you really need the chipboard. Hang on. Okay. That's better. Okay. I'm having to angle it so I can see the mark. I think that's there. Okay. Then I'm going to take this before we punch it, put it back together. Make sure everything is as it should be. And then binder clips to keep it there. Then it helps if you angle it up. You can actually get a cradle for that. I may do one of these days. And just put your awl right through all of the layers. There, okay. And let me put that cover back on. Okay. Now I'm thinking, before we sew this in, that we might want to go ahead and put some elements on here. So let's do that. Okay, let me set that aside for the moment. I'm using brown cardstock with this. You could use black. I just don't seem to have very much black right now. And the brown looks nice, so that's what I'm using. Okay. Looking for my ruler. There it is. So I think what I want to put on here is, I think I want a vertical pocket on this side, up against the spine side, and on this side I want a belly band. So for the vertical pocket, I'm trying to decide how wide I want it. I mean, I want it deep enough that stuff doesn't fall out, but I don't want it super deep either. 2 3/4 seems to be right to my mind. So I need a piece 2 3/4 plus a 1/2 inch. So that's 3 1/4 by 9 1/2. So I need 3 1/4 by 9 1/2 for that, and 2 by 9 1/2 for that. Okay. And we are going to score the belly band a 1/2 inch at each end. Pockets 1/2 inch at each end, and one long side. I was so excited to get started with this that I didn't plan out a lot, so I'll be deciding as we go. As we are doing a different kind of spine system. I've done a similar one before, but this one's a little different. Of course, you will have seen it in the walkthrough. Wonder, just thinking, we don't know yet what we want here and here. Let's do this part and then we'll decide. I was thinking so much about the spine that I really didn't think too much about the inside. I mean, I knew vaguely what I wanted, but not 100%. Table is a mess. I keep saying I'm going to clean it. I haven't. Okay. And normally I don't trim the corners on my belly bands, but I got a little extra tape on this one. I'm just going to trim that off. And I'm going to actually just do the one end and then bring this over. Check it for fit before I do the other end. Yep, I think it's going to be fine. I'm just peeling back the ends of this tape and adhering the long side. Okay, and then this is going here. Don't put it right up against that fold line. You want to leave yourself a little gap. Hang on, I need to pick it up so I can see it. And that, I think that looks good. Pocket there. This is strange. Usually I start at the front and work my way through. I'm starting in the middle and working my way out. Okay, we're going to do the same thing. Check this for fit before we do the other end. Looks good. And I'm just eyeballing this. Turn it around so I can see it though. I'm eyeballing it, but I'm also lining it up with my grid to give myself at least an idea. So it is, how big is this? 1, 2, 3, 5.5. I don't know. That looks pretty good. I have no idea. I'm just eyeballing it. So put it a little low, maybe. Nope, it's fine. Okay. There's that. And then we're going to have our sewn in section there. And what are we going to want here, I think? I don't want to put a whole lot of elements because I really want room for layouts and writing and stuff. But I do want some. I think what I would like here is a flap that goes up and holds one of the big cut aparts from the 12 by 12. So let me grab, we put one in this pocket so we have a reference for size. All right, so that needs to be, that flap needs to be 3 7/8 by 5 7/8, or it could be 4 by 6 and double matted maybe. Okay, I think I'll make it 4 by 6, and then I need a 1/2 inch for the flap. So 4 by 6.5. Okay. And score that. scissors. And we're going to need magnets. This is going to be, turn this over, it's going to be centered here. This is the top. I'm filming this on my phone, and I was not going to. I was going to wait and start to film this after I got the new mount. I have my new camera, but it needs a mount, and I ordered it, but it hasn't come yet. And I was going to wait so that I didn't change cameras like in the middle of filming, but I just couldn't wait to do this, as you could see by the fact that I'm disorganized. Alright, so now we're going to have to add more elements. Alright, so we have the inside. You're going to open the book. You're going to have that big pocket. It's going to be in the inside front cover, I believe. That's my plan. And then we're going to have whatever we put here. Then we need something for here. We have our flap, pocket, belly band. And then we need here and here and here. So we need quite a bit. I'm still not sure I should have put tape there, so don't put tape there yet. I don't think it's going to hurt me in the end, but I don't think I needed it either. Okay. So... and then we're going to have paper here in the middle. This paper is going to be here. That's going to be there, a little bit further over. How about... trying to decide what I want. Because I know I'm going to want a tall flap that opens, but I don't know as I want it opposite that flap. You know what? I'm going to pause the video. I'll be back in a second. While I've got it paused, I'm going to do all my thinking and figure out what I'm putting where, which I should have done before I started. So you don't have to watch me dithering. So hang on. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. And I have figured out some stuff. So let me get that out of there. So this is going to be the inside front cover here, and then this will be the first page. And this has got that stack pocket that we made, the vellum one. So I decided to sort of mirror that with stacked pockets here. So let me slide. I've got fingers. Okay. have no idea. I'm going to lose track, I'm sure. Okay. Put that there. Okay. So this is going to be the inside first page. We are going to put... So these will be in the cutting guide, but this one is 7 by 6.5. The medium one is 5.5 by 6.5, and 4 by 6.5. Okay. So let me just check for size. Should be fine. Okay. I don't know why I'm rushing. It's not like I have anywhere to be. I think because I've been dying to work on this album all week and work has been crazy, so I haven't really been able to do much. So now that I have time, I'm like excited. January, February is busiest time in where I work. So these were all scored as every other pocket. One score on the bottom and then one on each side. Okay. Let me just double check. Yeah. Okay. And you want the bottom to be on top of the two sides. That'll give you the most volume and it'll help with your whatever you put in the pocket getting caught. Okay. Just going to turn this upside down to help me line it up. So one thing I'm going to see if I can figure out is, you know, I mentioned I have my new camera and I've got the mount for it, you know, the overhead mount coming. And I'm wondering if I can figure out a way to rig up another angle using my phone. For things like, you know, like I just did where I have to pick it up so I can see it. That way you guys could still see it. Okay. Since this is not going to have to go on a fin, I don't have to worry about leaving a gap for the pocket. Okay. Let's open that. And then this one is next. Okay, and last one. So I'm just exposing the corner. I'm going to line up there. here. There we go, stacked pockets. Okay. And then this is going to be facing the back cover. And I have made a vellum pocket for here. And this piece is 6.5. And what I did is I just cut it the width of my vellum, but it was probably 8 inches. And then what I did is I took my tear ruler and tore off the top. So the piece was approximately, it ended up 7.5 inches. And then it's scored here and here and a 1/2 inch here, just like all my other pockets. And I did ink all around, okay? And that's going to go there, right? Yep. All right, just turn this around. That is going to be the inside front. That's going to be the inside back. And then this is going here. We already have our flap there. I'm going to leave that plain. And then here, and I'm going to leave that plain for the moment. I think I might do something there, but so here I just have a flap. And this is 4 3/4 by 8.5. That's going to go there. Oh, but before I do that, I'm going to close this with a tie, which I got out so I wouldn't forget. And at first I was a little doubtful about this tie. I wonder if I just want to leave it whole. Hang on. Put that like that. I think I will. Maybe, yeah. And the reason I was doubtful is, you know, when we're, hang on, let me put that there. So we have this here, we have this here, and when we're writing, this is going to form a bow, which will be a little bump when you're trying to write. But if all you have to do is untie it, it'll be fine. Or all I have to do is untie it, it'll be fine. So I'm trying to decide if I want to use 2 pieces or 1, because I do not want any interference with whatever's going in the pocket ultimately. So I think I'll just go with a whole piece. And you could use magnet if you want. Just wondering, do I want to use white? I don't know if I have another color though that I like better. Before I glue this down, let me take a quick look. Hang on. have this one. And I'm pretty sure this is one that I dyed myself, but I'm not sure. I just want to make sure it's big enough to tie a bow. It is. Okay. Though it might have started out life this color, I'm not sure, but it's kind of a cafe au lait color. Okay. And this is 8.5, so I want to center this piece of tape about 4 1/4. Give or take. And I'm just going to put another piece here. Then let the flap go. I'll attach this flap. And then before we peel this tape, we want to make sure that that seam binding piece is where we want it. And then put it back. Okay. You know what? I was all worried about this because it was a pocket. It's not even a pocket. It's a flap. Okay. Duh. All right. And I'm just going to put another piece of tape there until we get it bound. Or not bound. Matted. This side will be sitting under a mat, and then they'll tie. Okay. And I guess I could semi-do that now, but I don't want to mess with it too much. I don't want to pull it off. Okay, just for there. And then all right, so then this one goes there. Okay, so we have stacked pockets, blank, flap, side pocket, paper, belly band. Nothing for now. I'm thinking some sort of removable element, maybe another envelope stack or something like that, or maybe just an envelope stack. That would be fun. That might be where we go with that, but that can be done after. Then we have a flap and vellum pocket. Okay, so I think what we need now are mats. Okay, so give me a second and I am going to pick out some mats. I am back. I've got mats and I have recharged our battery. Okay. All of these mats are from the 12 by 12. This one was the front cover. And I am using art glitter glue. I just rebottle it into these icing bottles to make it easier. And actually, let me just slide that out, making a mess of these mats that I picked up. I just think it'd be easier to do this way. This one's longer than it needs to be because I forgot that I had 4 pockets or 4 spots for mats and cut this one originally to be here. makes it much trickier to get in. And then if I had cut it the right length. Okay, there we go. Too far over. That's better. This is longer than it needs to be. I think I'm going to trim it just so I don't have too much trouble with it. Just there we go. Okay. And then for inside this vellum pocket, this was one side of the 12 by 12, this was the other side. And I am not even going to remove that from there. I'm just going to glue it in place. Uh-oh. Hey, you stay over there. That's jolly. Of course, she just woke up from a nap. Oh, these bottles dispense glue very easily, so really you don't need to squeeze the bottle, and I forgot and did. So I have way more glue than I needed. Okay, there. Okay, now I'm going to turn this over. That's there, that's there. Hang on. I have got myself discombobulated. Let me see. Okay, let me see. All right, that's going there. That's going there, that's going there. And that is going there. Okay. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so then, you know what? I think I might have put the wrong mat there. It's okay. I think this mat was actually supposed to go there. Hang on. All right, let's see. Maybe not, because that goes really well with that, so that's fine. That's how this is working. And then this one, yeah, it's going back here. I'm fine. All right, and this is where I was originally going to put stacked envelopes, but now I'm going to do a layout. So yes, all this is making sense to me. Okay, so let me get this out. Isn't he adorable? I just love him. All right, so I just want to. Okay, so there's that, and that. Okay, so let's move this one over. Start in the inside and then we'll work our way out. All right, so this is what I have for the pocket, and that's for the outside. And I love this paper. Okay, there's that one. And then this is inside the pocket. Keeping most of the glue out of the part that's going in the pocket, as it is not needed. Okay, okay. And this is going to go on the front of the belly band. Cheapers. I've just filled that bottle, so everything is flowing very well. And I always use too much glue anyway. Okay. And for belly bands, I like to just glue them in place. Let's see, this one goes back here, okay, and this one goes here. And it's a little smaller than the flap, so I'm wondering if I want a double mat, and I think I do, and I didn't cut that, so let me cut the double mat. That is going to need to be, and I'll need two, one for the inside, one for the outside, 3 7/8 by 5 7/8. Okay, let me cut those. Okay. Right, so before I do those, I might as well put this one down. So far I've used almost all of one 12 by 12 and a little bit of one 8 by 8. Of course we have a ways to go yet. So. That one is going to go there. Might as well put that down. I cut that a little narrow, and I also put it down a little low, but that's okay. All right, there, crooked. Okay, now I just used craft and I'm not gonna ink it. Inside. Checking to see if it's reasonably straight. Oh, she's back. Okay. So now, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be all right. I am actually going to use that tape. Okay, so now we have that done. So the next thing that we want to do is sew our pages that we started with into the book. Okay. And for that, I am using, again, I have a bookbinding kit. It is linked down below, but you could just use any kind of strong thread or narrow twine. And you need about 3 times or so the height of the book in length of thread. But I do recommend the book binding kit. You get everything you need and it's not very expensive. I've got it linked down below. Okay. So we are going to go straight through the center hole from the top. Then we're going to go through the center hole here in the spine. Oh dear. She's coming. Yeah? She's looking at this thread like it's a snake. It is just a piece of thread, baby. It's not going to hurt you. However, it's probably not the best spot for you because people need to see what I am doing and I'm completely off camera. All right, so we've gone through that. Yeah. Hi. I don't know if you can see, she's come over and started rubbing up against me. Yes, I know. Did you just wake up from your nap and your sister is sleeping? Oh yeah, don't stand on that, okay? There you go. Yeah. Okay, so up through the bottom, and then we're going to go back through the bottom here, through the hole that we punched already. Sometimes easier said than done. missed. There, that's better, I think. It's still off, I think. That's all right. Okay. And you want this to be snug. I think that needs to be pulled through a little more. Okay. Then you want to pull that out of the way in the middle, and you want to put this back through that hole without piercing the thread that's already there. If you pierce that thread, you won't be able to pull it tight later. Okay, I think we're okay. Let me see. Yep, it's pulling tightly. Okay. And then we want to go back out that hole again without piercing that thread, which can be a little tricky. Okay. Then we're going to go in through this top one. Sorry, I can't see very well. Okay, there we go. And then in through the top here on our paper. Perfect. Okay. And then go under there. But we want to make sure that everything is snug. You don't want to damage the paper by pulling everything, a lot, but you do want to make sure everything is snugged up. And then once you've gone through there, you are going to tie, and you can either tie a knot or a bow. I'm going to tie a knot. And I'm going to leave these long for now because you can hang charms and things on them. Perfect. I am happy with that. We can take those off. Putting my needle away. Done with this. I'm going to put all this back in my little bookbinding bag. Okay, there we go. Now, the next step is going to be to attach this inner book to the outer book. And to do that, we're just going to put some tape right here, or we could use glue. It is a 1/2 inch wide, so 3/8 inch tape should do just fine. It's not straight though, I just need to straighten that. Go. It's longer than it needs to be, but I am going to trim it. There we go. And I may also use glue, but we shall see. Burnish that down really well. Okay. And that is going to be centered on there. And what we can do, because I'm going to do it from the top, because we left ourselves those extra score lines, this is going to get centered between those score lines, okay? And I'm just pulling it over where I can see it. That's the top. Almost put it in upside down. Be careful. That seems pretty good. Okay, so now we have our book, we have our journaling pages, which we're going to do some decoration on those. Okay, so we have this all done. And I think this is a good stopping point. And then next time we will put it in the cover. We'll make the cover and we'll put it in the cover. I have a cutting guide, but I don't want you to make the cover or anything because it's not the same as our other covers. So wait until we do it together, okay? So there is a link down below for Scrap and Create. This is a design project for Scrap and Create, and you can get all your supplies there. I will have a link down below for a cutting guide for this project, but again, don't go ahead because we're not doing this the same as we usually do. And I will see you next time, and we'll get this cover made. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.